We are here in Week 14 at Aloha Stadium, finishing out our regular season against the 4-7 Hawaii Rainbow Warriors. But don't be fooled by their record, as they come in with a very good passing offense. We've had trouble in the past stopping both the run and the pass, especially from capable teams. Not sure if you can call this a consistent team, but they've been consistently losing and winning in doubles, with the only exception coming from last week against 7-4 Navy. We've been looking to make it 4 in a row, as we've scored at least 40 points in our last 2 games. Looking at their roster, they have more talent at the top than we do, and even a few NFL caliber players. The 31st ranked passing offense is led by quarterback Jeremy Higgins. He is a very athletic junior with a decent arm and has thrown for over 2,600 yards, 22 touchdowns, and only 5 interceptions, so he's also smart with the football. He's not much of a threat to run, but he can when he needs to. The running game is only ranked 107th in the nation, and the bulk of those carries go to Joey Josefa. At 240 pounds, he is a hoss. He leads the team with 583 yards and 7 touchdowns on the season, and averaging 4.1 per carry, and he isn't really a threat to catch the passes out of the backfield. Who is a threat, though, is Billy Ray Stutzman. Great name, by the way. The senior is a pretty well-balanced receiver who surprisingly has only accounted for 500 yards on 39 catches and 4 touchdowns on the season. The actual leading receiver is senior tight end Craig Kofer with 45 receptions for 808 yards and 8 touchdowns, a very impressive 18 yards per catch. The offensive line has some strengths and weaknesses, and they'll be without starting right guard David Lefotu and replaced by senior Chauncey McAnay, who is a strong run blocker, so they'll miss a bit in the pass defense department, which we'll try and exploit. They also have some playmakers on defense. Bo Yap at right end is tied for the team lead with 11 tackles for loss. And outside backer Art Laurel leads them in basically every defensive statistic. 81 total tackles, 11 tackles for loss, and has 4.5 sacks on the season. He is an extremely well-rounded linebacker. Starting middle linebacker Brendan Daly is on the shelf, so TJ Tamatuia will get the start. I may be butchering that name, but he has great size for the position and looks to be extremely athletic. Secondary is shallow, but led by senior corner Tony Grimes, who has 3 interceptions on the season, and free safety Merrill Jackson, who is only a sophomore, is the only other defender with multiple picks and leads the team with 4. And the teams are making their way out to the field now, and we are ready to get this game underway as the Grizzlies kick off to get this Week 14 Mountain West matchup started. Gant up the middle for 23 yards out to about the 25. And this Hawaii offense comes out to start their drive. Higgins in the weak formation. The fullback Vela comes in motion and hands off to Josefa. And he has a 6-yard gain. 2nd and 4 now, just past the 30-yard line, as Josefa gets the handoff, held up at the line, gets some blocks downfield, has an escort with him, and he is down at the 15, the 5, and in for a touchdown. Hawaii gets off to a very quick start here at home today. And I thought Josefa may have been stopped at the line, but wormed his way through a little bit of contact. Was able to show off some of his explosiveness, and at 240 pounds, he is a load to bring down. And the extra point will make this a 7-0 game. Scoring about as quick as you can, and Montana State comes out here, their own 25, looking to have a score of their own, tie this ball game up. Bradford in motion. He gets the handoff on the jet sweep, slips past the tackler, and is able to pick up a couple. 2nd and 8, and the handoff is given to Bryant up the middle, and he has enough for the first down. As we see, he is nearing 900 yards on the season, a milestone he's looking to get to today, and only 4 touchdowns on the season. So first down, tucked away by McConnell. He's out to the left side off tackle, and he has 8 yards of his own. 2nd and 8 now. Bryant, the handoff up the middle, weaving his way through some traffic, and he's able to pick up the first down, 5 yards, out to about the 46. First down, McConnell with play action. Good pickup on the blitz by Keith, and that is swung out to Harden, who picks up 5. 2nd and 5, just across midfield as Keith gets the handoff, follows a blocker off the right, and picks up 6 fumbles out of bounds, but it won't really matter, and they are now across midfield. McConnell, 1st and 10, throws it deep down the middle, and that is complete to Garen Patrick. The youngster able to come down with a good catch. We'll see a lot of him next year as he looks to replace Jarrett Harden. And he is much better receiver than Jarrett Harden, but not much of a blocker. As on first down, we get McConnell. Takes the handoff. Can't get a block from Patrick. We just said how poor of a run blocker he was, but McConnell's still able to do it on his own. It's first and goal here at about the 3. McConnell hands off to Keith, and he is stopped at the line. No gain. That'll make it second and goal. This time pitched out to Keith on the right side, looking for the edge. He doesn't quite have the speed to get there. 2-yard loss and third and goal. McConnell alone in the backfield, drops, scrambles out right, and he finds a man in the end zone. That is Allen Bradford. Hawaii sends pressure off the left side, forces McConnell out of the pocket, and he's able to find the open man in the end zone. And the extra point ties this ball game up 7-all here early in the first quarter. So Hawaii's offense takes the field once again. Higgins now hands off to Josefa, and he is dropped in the backfield for a 2-yard loss. Drugged down by Rudy Norwood, who has to come from the other side of the defensive line. Higgins drops back on second down, and he is going down, and that is Rudy Norwood once again. Great pursuit by the junior. Looks like Lewis Mitchell got there first, and Rudy Norwood was able to clean it up. He did that a couple times last week. And it's 3rd and 20. It's Higgins, the lefty, is back to pass. Throws it out to the right, and that is complete but shy of the marker. And Hawaii will be forced to punt on 4th down. Fellows back to retrieve at about the 28. Looking for some space off the right side, and he's finding it. Can he get a block? He does, but too many defenders drag him down. Still a good return of 27 yards, and Montana State starts this drive across the 50 in good field position as Bryant gets the handoff off left, and he fumbles. Picked up by Bo Yap, who was brought down by Chapman, and that is definitely not what we wanted to see on this first play of this drive as they started out in good field position. Jared Bryant, normally very secure with the football, and he comes to the sidelines not feeling very good about himself, but he's got to shake it off for their next drive. And Hawaii has good field position across the 50 now. Higgins throws it to Stutzman, breaks a tackle, and then tackled immediately. He has a first down pickup. Now at the 34 of the Grizzlies as Josefa gets the handoff and tackled in the backfield by Ray DeLuca. A 2-yard loss. Great job by the junior to make sure he didn't get past the line of scrimmage as Josefa gets the handoff once again. Tackled. Picks up the 2 yards that he lost on the last play, and it's 3rd and 10. Higgins drops back. Pressure up the middle, and he is going down once again. And that is Alfred Kent on the sack. His first of the day, and good coverage downfield allowed that. Good job by Alfred Kent getting past the lineman, and a 4th down will force the punt. So Montana State gets the ball here at about their own 20-yard line after a touchback. McConnell screen set up to Bryant. He has the catch. He has some blockers in front of him, but brought down from behind. 20-yard pickup out to the 40. Looks like Hawaii was a little bit too aggressive there. And Montana State with a perfect play call at the perfect time. Good blocks by the lineman down the field. Just Bryant doesn't have quite the breakaway speed to turn that into a big gain. So 1st and 10, Henderson comes in motion. McConnell tucks it himself, and he is dropped in the backfield. 2-yard loss. 2nd and 12. In the I formation are the Grizzlies. McConnell's back to pass over the middle to Rushing, who makes a move to make a defender miss, and he has 12 yards, but it is now 3rd and inches. In the full house formation are the Grizzlies. Keith gets the handoff, and he does not get back to the line of scrimmage. Hawaii's defensive line just bottled that right up. And the second quarter will begin with a punt. And it's a fake. Snap to the upback Jackson, and he does not get the first down. Turnover on downs by Montana State. They started to be a little bit aggressive. But this Hawaii defense standing strong. And their offense will take over here at the 48 of the Grizzlies. Higgins back to pass, get some pressure out to the fullback Vele. Not sure if I'm pronouncing that right, but he is tackled immediately. 2nd and 11. Higgins gets pressured again, and that is caught by Billy Ray Stutzman. What a great job by the senior getting his feet down. What an amazing play and showing off some of that athleticism that we highlighted in the beginning of the game. 1st and 10 now, deeper in Grizzly territory as Higgins tucks this himself on the option. He's brought down by a couple Grizzlies, and he has 9 yards. 2nd and 1 now, just inside of the red zone. Higgins throws it out to the left to Stutzman, and that is complete. And it's goal to go after the 12-yard pickup here at about the 7-yard line as it's given to Josefa up the middle, and he is stood up. That is Randall Arrington on the tackle, the junior. We'll see him next year. I don't expect him to go into the draft. Higgins back to pass and just throws that one out the back of the end zone. A big 3rd and goal coming up for this Grizzlies defense, and they're looking to get a stop as this is handed off to Josefa, and he is tackled into the end zone. Hawaii able to punch it in from a couple yards out, and the extra point will make it a 7-point ball game here in the 2nd quarter as we get a studio update on a very important game as #1 Oregon is in a lot of danger of losing to unranked Oregon State. And that should shake up the top 25 a good bit. Marcus Mariota, one of the Heisman candidates, will need to play a bit better if he wants to try and win that Heisman. As Bryant takes this kickoff into the end zone, gets a couple blocks on the left side, streaking down the sideline. He's at the 50, one man to beat, and he's pushed out of bounds just past the 40-yard line of Hawaii. And another drive starting in good field position for this Grizzlies offense. Keith with a handoff up the middle on 1st down, and he picks up 5. 2nd and 5 now. Bryant comes in. Bradford in motion. McConnell tucks it himself, pitches it back, and that is another fumble. And that is recovered by Hawaii. I don't know what McConnell was thinking there. It looks like the defender went for the pitch man and left McConnell open, but he pitched it anyway, and Hawaii has another big fumble recovery. And they're looking to pour it on here early in the 2nd quarter. As it is 1st and 10, Higgins with play action, throws it over the middle to Stutzman, and he is hit hard. That's Jarvis Murray on the tackle. 4 for 58 so far for Stutzman. Higgins drops back, scrambles out, goes up the middle, and slides down after a pickup of a few. 2nd and 6 now at the 45. Higgins drops again, throws it to Stutzman, who has to come back for it, breaks a tackle, breaks another one, and he is finally brought down at the 4. 35-yard pickup by Jeremy Higgins. I think about 20 of that was yards after the catch. Bradley Hamby just playing off too far, and Stutzman able to break multiple tackles on his way to a huge gain. And that sets Hawaii up 1st and goal here at the 5. And that's given off to the fullback Vela, and he is in for the touchdown from 5 yards out, able to punch it in. Hawaii taking a big lead now. There's not much you can do when it's 1st and goal at the 2-yard line. And the extra point will make it a 14-point ball game. And Montana State starting to get into a hole early here as Andre Lilly comes out at quarterback to start this drive. Throwing on his first play, and that is complete to Henderson. A pickup of 13. And it's a new set of downs. 1st and 10, screen set up, and that was intended for Bryant. I thought that should have been pass interference, but it goes uncalled, so that makes it 2nd and 10. Lilly dumps this off quickly to the right to Harden, who's forced out of bounds after picking up 7. 3rd and 3 right at midfield for the Grizzlies. Lilly tucks it himself, but has nowhere to go. 4th and 4, and hoping to avoid the turnover of last time. Montana State just punts this away, and Hawaii has the ball at their own 20. Higgins back to pass on 1st down. Scrambles out, chased down, and he has 6 yards on the scramble. 2nd and 4. Higgins play action, has a complete to Stutzman. Rooney can't make the stop, and he has an 18-yard gain. Already over 100 yards on the day for Billy Ray Stutzman. Just bad press right there from Dan Rooney. And 1st and 10, 2:45 left, and that is complete to Davis on the left side. Finally pushed out of bounds at about the 15, and that is the second big catch that Rooney has given up. They are picking on him as that time just his press coverage got beat. Defense has to do a better job than they have been doing. Now it's 1st and 10 at the 15. Josefa gets the handoff up the middle, breaks a tackle. Very hard to bring down, and that makes it 1st and goal here at about the 4-yard line. Fullback giving the handoff once again, and he is in for his 2nd touchdown of the day. 5 yards out this time, and Hawaii has been pouring it on, and we aren't even at halftime yet. 28-7, 2 minutes left in the first half, and Montana State is going to need a lot of work to try and come back now. 1st and 10 at their own 30. Read option from the Grizzlies. Lilly takes it himself. He has some blocks set up. He has a few defenders chasing him, but he has a bit of speed. He's streaking down the field, and he is in for the touchdown. What a run by Andre Lilly. 70 yards. Are you kidding me? Where did that come from? Actually got a pancake block from LaShawn Henderson. And just good blocking all around. They were fooled by the read option. Tried to follow Jared Bryant. And Andre Lilly has provided a spark, bringing it down to another 2-score ball game. That's exactly why we put him in there, for that athleticism. Let's see if that can pay off, as Hawaii has been very balanced and efficient today as they take the field again here on offense. Just under 2 minutes left in the half. Higgins is back to pass. Throws it out short to Josefa, who is tackled almost immediately. 2nd and 3 now, as Higgins is alone in the backfield. Throwing out to the left side to Bowens. And that is complete, but he gets out of bounds after a 6-yard pickup. 1st down. Higgins throws it again to Stutzman. Able to break a tackle at the 50. He has some space on the right side and brought down by Jarvis Murray at about the 30. Another big gain. 7 catches for 145 yards. Are you kidding me? 1st and 10 now at about the 30, as that is complete to Bowens over the middle. And he has a 16-yard pickup of his own. 1st and 10 as Josefa gets the handoff, and he is tackled after a 2-yard pickup. Clock still runs under a minute now. 2nd and 8. Josefa gets the handoff once again, this time on the delay. And he has 5 yards. A big 3rd and 3 as the Grizzlies are looking for a stop here. Hawaii going a little bit up-tempo and a quick snap. And that is passed out to the right and complete to Gant, who's able to get out of bounds. His first catch of the day. 1st and goal now at about the 1 or 2. And Josefa just able to walk right into the end zone. And Hawaii extends the lead again to another 3 scores, as the extra point makes it 35-14. And Montana State, with 35 seconds left on the clock, is looking to score before halftime comes. They do get the ball in the second half first, as Bryant has the pass off the right side, picks up 10 yards and able to get out of bounds to stop the clock. 2nd and inches passed out to Harden, who is kept in bounds this time. And Montana State hurrying up, 20 seconds left on the clock. Lilly's back to pass, throws it out to the right, and that is incomplete, intended for Allen Bradford. 17 seconds left now. 2nd and 10. Lilly's back to pass again, and that is thrown over the middle and intercepted by Hawaii. Definitely not what Montana State needed on that drive, and they do not walk away with any points here before the half. And that will pretty much take us into halftime. Hawaii out with a big lead, 35-14 over the Montana State Grizzlies. And this passing game of Hawaii, already almost 250 yards, over 100 yards on the day on the ground for both teams. And those 3 turnovers that we had in the first half definitely hurt us. As this second half is underway, Bryant takes the kickoff in the end zone with a step back juke, makes a defender miss, and tackled out at about the 44. A 47-yard return, and that is where Montana State will start this drive. Lilly still in at quarterback. Thrown out quick to Rushing, and that is complete for a 5-yard pickup. 2nd and 5 for the Grizzlies, right just shy of midfield, as Bryant does take it across midfield with a 3-yard pickup. 3rd and 1 now. Andre Lilly hands off to Keith. He has some opening in the middle of the field, and that is a 13-yard pickup. 6 rushes for 20 yards so far on the day for Keiths, who actually lines up in the slot on this play. He comes in motion, and he gets the handoff, can't get to the edge. Good contained by the defense. That is Tavita Woodard on the tackle. And that brings up a 2nd and 13. Motion again, this time out of Henderson. Lilly takes it himself, pitches it out to Henderson, stumbles, trips up, keeps his balance, and he is out at the 20. A pickup by 18, and that has been the Grizzlies' bread and butter this year. Getting those wide receivers on the triple option, getting them in motion, making some stuff happen, and LaShawn has been especially dangerous as they are here at the 20. Lilly tucks it himself, runs for a gain of 7. 2nd and 3 as they come out in the full house formation. Lilly with the read option gets a block downfield, and he walks into the end zone for his 2nd touchdown of the day. Andre Lilly has provided a spark for this offense that they did not see in that first quarter, and we're hoping that this can propel the Grizzlies into a win here today, as they're going to go for 2. They didn't have much luck with that last week, only 1 for 3. As this is given off to Henderson, fighting for the goal line, but he doesn't get there. The 2-point conversion is no good, and that still makes it a 35-20 ball game. Hawaii 1st and 10, just shy of their own 25. Josefa gets the handoff, and he has 3 yards on the pickup. Over 100 yards on the day for Joey Josefa. 2nd and 7, Higgins drops back, throws that one to absolutely no one, and it is now 3rd and 7. Higgins, the only one in the backfield, 4 sent on the rush. Pressure by Norwood, and he gets home. Sacks Jeremy Higgins for 3 yards, bringing up a 4th down and a quick 3 and out for this Hawaii offense. Great job by Rudy Norwood, the junior. I'm very much looking forward to what we see out of him next year, his senior season. He's already been a playmaker this year. So the Grizzlies come out here at their own 45. 1st and 10 as Bryant gets the handoff up the middle, weaving his way ahead for a pickup of 8 yards. 2nd and 2 as the Grizzlies come out in Wildcat formation. Manny Hodges at quarterback. Jared Bryant comes in motion out of the slot, and he gets the handoff. He finds the edge on the right side, fights through a tackle, but stopped after an 8-yard pickup. I feel like we've had a lot of gains of 8 yards. It is now 1st and 10 in Hawaii territory. A lot of pressure sent up the middle. Lilly just passes this off to Harden, who's only able to pick up a couple on the reception. That's what Harden has been. He has been a safety valve. As on 2nd and 8, we have a screen set up. Bryant can't get away from the defender, and that is a 6-yard pickup to bring up a 3rd and 2. This crowd getting very involved here in Honolulu. Henderson in motion, and Keith gets the handoff up the middle and stopped in the backfield. 1-yard loss, 4th and 3, and Montana State will have a big decision here. And they're choosing to go for it at about the 32-yard line. Maybe a little bit too far for a field goal as Bryant gets the handoff, and he is able to pick up the 1st down. A great 4th down conversion for this Montana State Grizzlies offense. 1st and 10, Bryant in the slot, comes in motion. Pressure forces Lilly out of the pocket, and he throws it downfield, and that's actually caught by Adrian Jackson. Picks it up off the turf And Montana State has 1st and 10 now at the 15. Same formation, Bryant in motion again. Lilly tucks it himself this time, and he walks into the end zone from 15 yards out. Andre Lilly with his 3rd rushing touchdown of the day. We knew he was athletic, we knew he was dangerous, but this is on a whole nother level as Montana State cuts the lead down to 8 now. And Oregon State is up on Oregon still by 3 with a minute left in the 3rd quarter. And this defense comes out to try and stop Hawaii with about the same amount of time left in this game as that Oregon State game. 1st and 10 handoff given to Josefa, and he has 7 yards. You guys may have noticed a bit of a lag on that last play. I'm sorry, that happens kind of all game, the rest of the game, as that is complete to Chris Gant for a 1st down. I took a timeout there to try and fix it, maybe let it sit for a while, see if anything could happen. It did not, unfortunately, so that is complete again to Chris Gant over the middle. 2nd and inches now coming up. And the Warriors have motion out of the fullback, play action to Josefa, and that is complete to Craig Kofer, his 1st catch of the day. The leading receiver for the Rainbow Warriors waiting a long time to get his 1st catch. 1st and 10, passed out to the right, and that is picked off by Bradley Hamby. I think that's the 1st interception we have had in a few weeks. Y'all can correct me if I'm wrong, but Bradley Hamby, the senior, coming up with a clutch interception. Montana State very much needed that, and the offense comes out here at about their 24-yard line. 1st and 10, Bryant gets the handoff, and he is stopped after a pickup of 5. 15 seconds left remaining in the 3rd, 2nd and 5. Bryant gets the handoff again, weaves his way through a hole, and picks up a 1st down. The Grizzlies have now reached 200 yards rushing on the day. Trying to get one play off left in the 3rd quarter, and they do. Lilly incomplete to B.J. Redick. Looks like that pass was thrown a little bit behind, and we are getting ready for the 4th quarter as Hawaii still leads 35-27. And Lilly is still out at quarterback. We haven't seen any change like we've seen in this past weeks, but Bryant gets the handoff up the middle, has some space, and that is a 1st down. 1st and 15 after a false start. Lilly is alone in the backfield, drops back to pass, bubble screen, passed out to B.J. Redick, and that is complete, and he has a 1st down and more, pushed out of bounds around the 35, and I think that's maybe the first time that we've actually had the bubble screen work in a single game. For some reason, it just paid off right there. Maybe the Hawaii defense was a little bit too aggressive. 1st and 10, Hodges in motion. Lilly with the option, keeps it himself, has an escort in the way of Jared Bryant, and he is brought down, but not until he's able to pick up 20 yards on the rush. And Andre Lilly is over 120 yards on the ground today. What a great day for him running the ball. But 1st and 10 now, just outside of the 15. Bryant gets the handoff, gets a block, weaving his way through blockers, and he is brought down after an 8-yard pickup. 2nd and 2 now inside of the 10. Lilly with the option, keeps it himself, cuts inside and picks up 5 yards. That makes it 1st and goal to go. In the weak formation, a busted play as Lilly has to take it himself, and he's able to pick up 3 yards. Just something about that play. We've ran it multiple times this season, and it has not done anything as Jackson gets the handoff up the middle, and he is in for a touchdown. We love giving the fullback the ball whenever we can, and Montana State comes out for the 2-point conversion to tie this ball game up, and that is incomplete. The score stands 35-33. And another studio update, this time Kansas and Kansas State, as number 8 Kansas State falls to an unranked team. And Montana State is looking to avoid their own upset here. 6 minutes left in the 4th. Down by 2. Josefa gets the handoff up the middle, runs with some power, and he has 12 yards. Hawaii can probably look to run this clock out as they have pretty much done a good job of running the ball today. Seifa just running through defenders. 7-yard pickup, 2nd and 3 now. Higgins hands off to Josefa again, weaves his way through traffic, finds a hole, and is able to pick up the first down. 1st and 10 across midfield, thrown out quick to the right, and that is nearly picked off by Bradley Hamby. Almost had his 2nd interception of the day, but it falls incomplete. Higgins now scrambles out to the left, runs past a defender who didn't do anything, and a huge hit by Bobby Doucette. But Higgins is still able to pick up the first down. And now they are at the 35 of the Grizzlies. Josefa gets the handoff and stopped in the backfield. A 1-yard loss. Rudy Norwood got there first, and Alfred Bryant cleaned it up. 2nd and 11. Higgins, screen set up to Laka, and he is forced out of bounds by Alfred Kent after a 4-yard gain. 3rd and 6 now. Higgins drops back, pressure sent up the middle, but that is complete to Trevor Davis. Another first down for this Hawaii offense. And they are driving at will on this series. In the strong I formation, Higgins actually drops back to pass, throws it to the end zone, and that is complete to Chris Gant. Rooney just ran circles around there in the end zone. And Hawaii has extended this lead even further. 9 points now, a 2-score ball game. And Montana State, with just under 4 minutes, is looking to score quick and maybe get a stop to try and win this ball game. Lilly back to pass, drops it off to Harden, who shows off a bit of elusiveness, spinning down for a 5-yard pickup. 2nd and 5 now. 3:30 left in the game, thrown to the right to Henderson. A great spin move by him, and he is out nearing the 50-yard line. Great job by Andre Lilly to find the open man, and that's a spin move that Chris Berman would be proud of. Whoop. So a new set of downs for the Grizzlies here. About the 47, pressure sent off the left side, thrown over the middle, and picked off by Art Laurel. We highlighted him in the pre-game, pretty much a team leader on this Rainbow Warriors defense. And Hawaii has the ball back at their own 44. 1st and 10 handoff given to Josefa. Runs through a defender, powering through. Picks up 6 yards, 2nd and 4. And they are looking to run this clock down. Josefa gets the handoff once again and picks up 4 yards. And a timeout by the Grizzlies brings up a 3rd and 1. They need a big stop here as Josefa gets the handoff once again, has a blocker, and great stop by Jarvis Murray, saving the touchdown. As now we're inside of 2 minutes. Josefa gets the handoff once again, and he's just picking up huge chunks of yardage. 2nd and 2 now after an 8-yard pickup. Josefa with the handoff again, and this time finally brought down, and it is 3rd and 1, and the Grizzlies take their final timeout, needing a stop here to try and salvage this ball game. Higgins in the backfield, read option, takes it himself. He has the first down and brought down at about the 15. Sad boy Clark Griswold on the sidelines. 1st and 10, Hawaii with under 40 seconds, looks to take a knee, and they do, and the clock will run out here in Honolulu, and that will do it. Player of the game honors goes to Joey Josefa, who had 22 carries, 163 yards, and 3 touchdowns on the ground. Have a day. Maybe a bit surprising as they came in with a highly touted passing game, but they were able to get it done through both facets of their offense. This is not the way we wanted to end our regular season, losing on the road 42-33. Looks like our team thought they were on vacation being in Hawaii. We had huge problems stopping their running game and passing game, and it didn't help us getting out to that big deficit early on. We were able to battle back thanks to the rushing ability of Andre Lilly, and staying consistent running the ball helped us get back into it and not cause more turnovers than we already had. The Rainbow Warriors had nearly 200 rushing yards and 311 passing yards, just dominating our defense. We had success running the ball, 250 yards and 4 touchdowns, but After throwing those 2 interceptions, I honestly got a bit scared to throw the ball too often. I didn't want to fall into an even bigger hole than we had already gotten ourselves into. Since we had already secured a bowl game and can't make the championship game, I chose to ride it out with Lilly for most of the game after the bad pitch fumble from McConnell, and he took that opportunity to throw 2 picks and complete 68% of his passes. But he did break off that long 70-yard touchdown run and had 3 touchdowns on the ground, so it's not a complete wash. Jared Bryant was second with 74 on 11 carries, and Jackson punched one in from a yard out. This might be the first time we've had this many fumbles in a game. Senior Allen Bradford caught our lone touchdown and may have been his last as a Grizzly. Surprise, surprise, Jarvis Murray led us in tackles, and I'm happy we get a lot of our defense coming back for next season aside from our corners. But Rudy Norwood led us in tackles for loss and sacks. Bradley Hamby came away with an interception. And even through that tough loss, our coordinators do level up. So Coach Carter, Coach Hunter, let me know what you'd like to use those points on. On defense, my vote is for increasing our secondary coverages. We're losing our top 2 corners after the season, which honestly isn't saying much. And on offense, none really stand out to me. I'm okay with any of these upgrades, so y'all let me know in the comments. And before the game, I did unlock guard Daniel Richard for scouting, and I went ahead and simmed through our Week 15 bye to get to conference championships and then bowl season, and we have a commitment after a visit from center Peter Siegel, who is a 67 overall. I didn't record his abilities and such, but I'll go over that in the offseason video. And here are your conference champions. In the Mountain West, Fresno State ended up defeating Colorado State 34-21. And looking forward to bowl week, not much has changed. We will still be taking on Florida Atlantic in the Armed Forces Bowl. They have a pretty stout defense, 38th in the nation, and a top 15 rush defense, so we'll see how our offensive struggles from this week transfer over to that game. They've been streaky, so hopefully we can end the season on a high note and not a loss like today. And that'll wrap it up for this episode. Stats will be saved for the offseason as bowl game stats and things like that count towards the totals in college football. And we'll run through all the awards and final rankings and bowl results and all that jazz. If you're enjoying the series, leave a like, consider subscribing, and leave a comment for engagement purposes. Maybe just an emoji describing your feelings towards the game result. But thank you everyone for watching, and have a wonderful day.